Hello students, today I am going to start Unit 3 Image Restoration. So Chapter 5 Image Restoration and Reconstruction. So topics which we are going to cover: image restoration, in that a model of image degradation and restoration process, and noise models, which are spatial and frequency properties of noise, noise probability density functions, periodic noise, and estimation of noise parameters. So let's start with image restoration. So image restoration is the operation of taking a noisy image or corrupt image and estimating the clean original image. So corruption may come in many forms such as motion, blur, noise, and also like camera misfocus. So image processing techniques must be applied to recover the object. So image restoration means recover an image that has been degraded by using a prior knowledge of degradation phenomenon. Degradation means the process in which the beauty or quality of something is destroyed or spoiled. So picture here, the picture restoration deals with image is recorded in the presence of one or more sources of degradation. So many sources of degradation are present in imaging systems. Some types of affect only the gray levels at the individual picture points without introducing a special blur. So they are called as point degradation. Now, restoration process is of reconstructing or recovering an image that has been degraded by using a knowledge of the degradation phenomenon. So restoration techniques are oriented towards modeling and degradation and applying the inverse process in order to recover the original image. So model the degradation and applying the inverse process in order to recover the original image. So now a model of image degradation or restoration process. Degradation model. So in this method we look at an image assuming a non-blurring function. We will see that restoration is good when noise is not present and not so good when it is. In this method we assume nothing about the image. We do not have any information about the blurring function or on the additive noise. So the principal goal of restoration techniques is to improve an image in some predefined sense. Restoration attempts to recover an image that has been degraded by using a priori knowledge of the degradation phenomenon. So the restoration techniques are oriented towards the modeling the degradation and applying the inverse process in order to recover the original image. So here, as figure 5.1 shows, the degradation process is modeled as the degradation function that, together with an additive noise term, operates on an input image fxy to produce a degraded image g of xy. Sorry, yes, here g of xy. So in given here g of xy, some knowledge about the degradation function h, right? So and some knowledge about the additive noise term, which is f of xy. The objective of restoration is to obtain an estimate f of xy of the original image. So we want the estimate to be as close as possible to the original input image, and in general the more we know about the h and f, the closer f of x and xy will be to f of xy here. So we know that if h is a linear position invariant process, then the degraded image is given in the spatial domain by g of xy is equal to h of xy into f of xy plus and xy, where hxy is a special representation of the degradation function, and here this symbol star indicates the convolution. So now the convolution in a special, sorry, so here convolution, the special domain is the analogous to multiplication in the frequency domain. So we may write the model in this equation in an equivalent frequency domain representation. So here G is equal to h of uv, f of uv plus n of uv, and this is about the basic restoration model. These two equations, this one and this, these two equations are the basis of the most of the restoration material. So now noise sources. So image noise is a random variation of brightness of color information in images and is usually an aspect of electronic noise. So the original meaning of noise was unwanted signal. So unwanted electrical fluctuations in the signals received by AM radios caused by audible acoustic noise. So the principal sources of noise in a digital image arise during image acquisition and or transmission. So image acquisition is achieved by suitable camera. We use different cameras for different applications. If we need an X-ray image, we use a camera which is sensitive to X-rays. We use cameras which are sensitive to visual spectrum. So digital imaging or digital image acquisition is the creation of a digitally encoded representation of the visual characteristics of an object, such as physical scene or the interior structure of an object. So the performance of the imaging sensor is affected by variety of factors such as environmental conditions during the image acquisition and by the equality of sensing elements themselves. For instance, is acquiring imaging with a CCD camera, light levels and sensor temperatures are major factors affecting the amount of noise in the resulting image. Second is transmission. So images are corrupted during the transmission, principally due to the interference in the channel used for transmission. For example, an image transmitted using a wireless network might be corrupted as a result of lightning or other atmospheric disturbance. Now noise models. So first is white noise. In signal processing, white noise is a random signal having equal intensity at different frequencies, giving it a constant power spectral density. White noise refers to a statistical model for signals and signal sources rather than to any specific signal. So the frequency properties refer to the frequency content of noise in the Fourier sense. For example, as opposed of frequency of the electromagnetic spectrum. For example, when the Fourier spectrum of noise is constant, the noise usually called a white noise. This terminology is carry over from the physical properties of white light, which contains nearly all frequencies in the visible spectrum in equal proportions. So it is not difficult to show that the Fourier spectrum of a function containing all frequencies in equal proportions is a constant. With the exception of specially periodic noise, we assume that noise is independent of spatial coordinates and that it is uncorrelated with the respect to the image itself. So these assumptions are the least partially invalid in some applications. The complexities of dealing with spatially independent and correlated noise are beyond the scope of this section. Now Some important noise probability density functions. So the spatial noise descriptor with which we shall be considered as a statistical behavior of the intensity values in the noise component of the model. These may be considered random variables characterized by probability density function. So the following are among the most common PDFs found in the image processing applications. First is Gaussian noise, so electronic circuit noise sensor noise due to poor illumination and or we can say high temperature. So Gaussian noise means being or having the shape of a normal curve or a normal distribution. So Gaussian noise named after Carl Friedrich Gauss. It is statistical noise having a probability density function PDF equal to that the normal distribution, which is also known as a Gaussian distribution. So the values that the noise can take on are Gaussian distributed. And Rayleigh noise. So Rayleigh noise is a parametric model in the sense that it is based on the specific statistical distribution. When the parameter of statistical distribution are estimated based on the data from the software project, the projections about the defect rate of the project can be made based on the model. Now, ranging imaging. So, it is a short for high dynamic range imaging, which is HDRI. So, HDRI is an imaging technique that allows for a greater dynamic range of exposure that would be obtained through any normal imaging process. So, high dynamic range imaging is a technique used in photographic imaging and films and in ray traced computer generated imaging to reproduce a greater range of luminosity that what is possible with standard digital imaging or photographic techniques. So standard techniques allow differentiation only within a certain range of brightness. Outside this range, no features are visible because in the brighter areas, everything appears pure white and pure black in the darker areas. So the ratio between the maximum and the minimum of the tonal value in an image is known as the dynamic range. So HDRI is useful for recording many real world scenes containing very bright direct sunlight to extreme shade. So the two primary types of HDR images are computer rendering and imaging resulting from merging multiple low dynamic range or standard dynamic range photographs. So HDR images can also acquired using special image sensors such as oversampled binary image sensor. So the method of rendering an HDR image to a standard monitor or printing device is called a tone mapping. So the method reduces the overall contrast of an HDR image to facilitate display on device or printouts with lower dynamic range and can be applied to produce images with preserved local contrast. So HDR may refer to overall process, to the HDR imaging process, or to HDR imaging represented on a low dynamic range display such as screen or standard JPG image. So the intention of HDRI is to accurately represent the wide range of intensity levels found in a real scenes ranging from direct sunlight to shadows. So HDRI is also called HDR. High dynamic range is a feature commonly found in high-end graphics and imaging software. Range imaging examples. This is one of the example of range imaging. It is a tower bridge in CA. Here is the Sydney Harbour Bridge. HDRI produces greater detail. And another example is of Old St. Paul's. Here are some other images. Now let's see other noise models. So Erlang means gamma noise, which is of laser imaging, exponential noise, laser imaging, uniform noise, least descriptive, basis of numerous random number generations, and impulse noise, quick, quick transients such as faulty switching. Now Gaussian noise. So because of its mathematical traceability in both the spatial and frequency domains, Gaussian, which is also known as normal noise, these models are used frequently in practice. In fact, its traceability is so convenient that it is often results in Gaussian models being used in situations in which they are marginally uh, applicable at the base level. So now here the PDF of the Gaussian random variable z is given by here. P of z is equal to 1 upon 2 pi sigma root raised to into e raised to minus z bar of square of by 2 sigma square. So here z represents intensity, z bar is the mean means average value of z, and sigma is the standard deviation. This standard deviation squared sigma square is called the variance of z. So the PDF of PDF of Gaussian random variable z is given by P of z is equal to 1 upon 2 pi sigma root into e raised to minus z raised to square upon 2 sigma square. So here 70% of its value will be in the range of mu minus sigma and mu plus sigma, and 95 of its value will be in the range u minus 2 sigma into, and u plus 2 sigma. Now relay noise. So the PDF of relay noise is given by P of z is equal to 4 z is equal to z is greater than or is equal to a, then 2 upon b into z minus a into e raised to minus z minus a of square upon b, and when for z is less than a, it will be 0. So the mean and the variance of this density are given by z bar is equal to a plus pi b upon 4 root. So sigma square is equal to b into 4 minus pi upon 4. Now Erlang means gamma noise. So the PDF of gamma noise is given by P of z is equal to when for z is greater than or is equal to 0, then it will be a raised to b z raised to b minus 1 upon b minus 1 e raised to minus a z, or when z is less than a, then it will be 0. So the parameter a less than 0 is the positive integer, and here it indicates the factorial. Here this factorial, so the mean and variance of the density which are here z bar is equal to b upon a and sigma square is equal to b upon a square. Now exponential noise. So the PDF of exponential noise is given by P of z is equal to 4z greater than is equal to 0 a e raised to a minus z, and when 4 z less than a is equal to 0. So the mean of the density of this function is given by here z bar is equal to 1 upon a and sigma square is equal to 1 upon a square. So here this PDF is a special case of in-rank PDF with b is equal to 1. Now uniform noise. So the PDF of uniform noise is given by P of z is equal to 1 upon b minus a when for a is equal to less than is equal to 0 z and sorry a is less than is equal to z less than is equal to b, otherwise it will be 0. So the mean and variance of this density are given by z bar is equal to a plus b upon 2 and sigma square is equal to b minus a square upon 12. Now impulse means salt and pepper noise. So the PDF of bipolar impulse noise is given by P of z is equal to PA for z is equal to a, PB for z is equal to b and 0. So here if b is greater than a, the intensity b will appear as a light dot in the image. Conversely, level a will appear like dark dot. If either PA or PB is 0, the impulse noise is called unipolar. If neither probability is 0 and especially if they are approximately equal, impulse noise values will be resemble salt and pepper granules randomly distributed over the image. So for this reason, bipolar impulse noise is also known as salt and pepper noise. Data drop out and spike noise are also terms used to refer this type of noise. So we used here terms impulse and salt and pepper noise interchangeably. So here some important probability density functions are given here. Here figure A, when z is described by the equation P of z is equal to 1 upon 2 pi sigma root into e raised to minus z bar square upon 2 sigma square. Here figure B shows the plot of the ray light density. So the displacement from the original and the fact that the basic shape of this density is skewed to the right. So the ray light density can be quite useful for approximating skewed histograms. Here figure C shows the plot of density. So it is referred to as a gamma density. Figure E, it shows the plot of a uniform density. And here figure D shows the plot of density function for gamma rays. Now this figure shows a test pattern well suited for illustrating the noise models. So this is a suitable pattern to use because it is composed of simple constant areas that span the gray scale from the black to near white in only 3 increments. So this facilitates visual analysis of the characteristics of the visual noise components added to the image. This figure shows the test pattern after addition of 6 types of noise we discussed just. So it's shown below. Each image is the histogram computed directly from that image. So the parameters of the noise will be chosen each case so that histogram corresponding to the 3 intensity levels in the test pattern would start to merge. So this made the noise quite visible without obscuring the basic structure of the underlying image. Now, periodic noise. So, periodic noise is an image arises typically from electrical or electromechanical interface during the image acquisition. So, this is the only type of spatially dependent noise that will be considered in this chapter. So, periodic noise can be reduced significantly via frequency domain filtering. So, for example, consider this image. This image is severely corrupted by the spatial noise of various frequencies. The Fourier transform of pure sinusoid is a pair of the conjugate impulses located in the conjugate frequencies of the sine wave. So, amplitude of a sine wave in a spatial domain is strong enough we would expect to see in a spectrum of an image to prior impulses of each sine wave in this image, right? Here figure figure B, this is indeed the case with the impulses appearing in approximate circle because the frequency values in this particular case are so arranged. Now, estimation of noise parameters. So, the parameters of periodic noise typically are estimated by inspection of the Fourier transform of the image. So, periodic noise tends to produce frequency spikes that often can be detected even by visual analysis. So, another approach is to attempt to infer the periodicity of noise components directly from the image, but this is possible only in the simplest cases. So, automated analysis is possible in these situations in which the noise spikes are either exponentially pronounced or when knowledge is available about the general location of the frequency components of interface. So, here figure 5.6 is the example of vertical strips of 150 by 20 pixels were cropped from the Gaussian relay and uniform images. So the histograms shown were calculated using image data from the small strips. So the shape of histogram identifies the closest PDF match. So here consider a subimage denoted by S and let PS P of Zi is equal to 0, 1 up to L minus 1, which is denoted the probability estimates of the intensity of a pixels in S. So the mean and variance of the pixel in S, Z bar is equal to sigma I is equal to 0 up to L minus 1 into Zi of PS of Zi, and sigma square is equal to sigma I is equal to 0 up to L minus 1 into Zi minus Z bar raised to square PS of Zi. So the shape of the histogram identifies the closest PDF match. If the shape is approximately Gaussian, then the mean and the variance are all we need because the Gaussian PDF is completely specified by these two parameters. Thank you.